Oh, is it recording?
Yeah. Start over.
Okay. And scene. And action. Questions. What are we saying? Hi.
Hi. Hey, it's me,
And me.
Mrs. Taylor, and Sarah, and we're gonna do
Our Q&A.
a Q&A.
You sent your questions. We'll give you our answers.
We're gonna try really hard.
Try hard.
We're doing vlogs over the next year of our engagement to keep everyone updated and also to remember how wonderful it's been. Alright, so we're starting with the Q&A, and so you guys sent us some questions and a lot of them are really good, so we're gonna answer them now.
Gosh.
Okay.
So awkward.
So Gay asked, save the date, when's the big day? Here's the deal.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Jesus doesn't know, my mom doesn't know, we don't know.
We pick a day and it's like, oh wait, we can. So we just...
He is active duty military, okay?
Huh?
He is still in training
For a month.
for at least the next month, which means that on April 19th he will graduate and he will go to his duty station. That does not mean we can confirm a date immediately. That means that he's going to get to his duty station, get settled in, request leave, and then if that leave gets approved, then we will have a date. Right now we have a tentative date.
It's December 32nd.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the thing is, like, he's still in training. There's no way that we can confirm anything. So as soon as we have information and we are ready to share it with everyone, we will send that information out and
Absolutely. We'll keep you posted.
you will receive it. So yeah, that's part of the reason that we're doing this vlog, is so that we can kind of keep everybody up to date. So as we get information and we can share it, we will share it. But no, there is not a confirmed date as of this moment, so we'll keep you posted. Okay, my mom,
Melissa.
hi, Mom, asked, how did y'all meet? What are your top 3 favorite dating memories so far?
Do you want to tell or do I want to tell the how do we meet?
You tell it and I'll interject. But you can't get mad when I interject.
Because you're really good at that. Okay,
that's
so
why
we met in high school. It was our freshman year. We got put into the same class.
It was some sort of history class.
It was some sort of history class.
Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans, Chad Evans, who we, and she sat 4 seats behind I did, and she was into
4 seats behind I did.
whatever grammar.
It was not in English class.
Did I have those? So yeah, she sat a few seats behind me, and I knew her and I knew her from class, but that was it. Like, we didn't talk in high school.
I didn't like him.
Yeah, we didn't really get along. We had different circles, so we did not get along.
I didn't like him.
Yeah, that was rude.
At all.
Your
For
loss.
good reason.
It was our first semester of college. Was it our first semester, second semester?
Yeah, we didn't have anything else together after that.
No, I'm saying when we met.
Until first semester of college.
Yeah, so our first semester of college, yeah, it was. We had a BCIS class. It was a basic computer integrated skills class, whatever.
It was like where you learn the Microsoft suite. So like PowerPoint, Excel, Word. Sorry.
Word. You have to
Outlook.
You have to. But yeah, so we had to. We had to have a class together, unfortunately, and.
Have a class. Yeah, so I get to class. I was gonna get there early to get a seat.
Ha!
I didn't make it.
She hasn't shown up early to anything yet.
Yeah. So I get there and I walk in the door and literally, like, immediately I see that the room is full, and then straight back, like second to last row, is Taylor Coleman. And they're in pairs, like the seats are paired up like 2 to a desk. So you weren't gonna get your own spot. And so I was like, okay, well, I knew this guy in high school, I didn't really like him, but at least I know him, so maybe it won't be so bad. And
I'm plugging in your thing.
oh, okay, he's plugging in my computer. And so I went to him and asked if anybody was sitting next to him, and
No, it wasn't. Nobody was sitting. So yeah, so she sat down next to me. We didn't really talk that first class period. Like, I would talk to the people behind me because I knew them from high school. So we'd talk, and she would interject and, you know, say something, but we didn't really talk. But we ended up, you know, eventually we started talking about the teacher and making fun of her in the class.
you know what you're supposed to be doing
Right,
in
instead of
college.
doing the work.
No, I did the work. I still did it.
Makes one of us.
I made sure he did his work too.
We ended up having this mutual, like, not hate for the teacher,
I wouldn't
but
call it a
disgust.
hatred. A strong disliking
Dislike, yeah.
of the teacher.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we and it just led.
and we
from
bonded.
there. We bonded.
Really.
We did.
This is magical.
Nice. And then we started to really get to know each other, and like we'd hang out or something. I'd go to work, like do the day, like because when I was working at the hospital, so she would come by and like bring me a Mountain Dew or
I
something.
didn't like bring him lunch because I was a nice lady.
And like we weren't even dating or anything. Like she would just bring me lunch. I'm like, okay. But it took a minute even to get to that point because I would ask her. I'd be like after classes, like we had night classes. So I'd ask her after class. We get out like 8 o'clock. I say, hey, do you want to go get Wingstop? Because she had like
I love.
expressed her love.
You have to
for
understand,
Wingstop.
it was right before college that I really discovered my love for Wingstop.
So she was.
So I was obsessed.
So I was like, hey, why don't we go get Wingstop? Which I didn't really care for that much, but I knew she liked it. And I was like, hey, why don't we go get Wingstop? And she most of the time would say no, because
I'm not going with
she the first time she's like, oh well, and I could tell it was like that lame excuse of I had to ask my mom. I'm like,
But I really did though. I just
So-
didn't want to ask my mom.
yeah. So she said, well, I had to ask my mom, and she's like, oh, my mom didn't. My mom said no, even though she didn't text her mom at all.
I did text my mom.
Liar.
I'm not
I
a
told her to
liar.
come get you. And then so
I
like
did
as
text
the
my
weeks
mom.
went on, we would it was like every class was like, hey, let's go get dinner after this. And finally, like I was just persistent. I was like, we're gonna go get dinner. Finally, she was like, well, I'll see. Let me ask my mom, and I could tell she's being genuine. And her mom was like, I guess her mom said yes, or
My mom finally caved. She was like, you don't need to go out this late with a strange boy that I don't know.
strange boys, right, Melissa.
So yeah, so we went to Wingstop.
Yeah, we went to
And-
Wingstop, and I got her number that night. That was
Yeah,
all.
because we had been communicating through Snapchat.
Yeah, that was it.
I wouldn't give him my number.
Smart girl. And then finally, like, it became like an everyday thing where we just start texting every day and talking. Like, that was the only reason why I went to class, because she was in there. Otherwise, I'd just probably dropped class and been like, whatever, this is stupid.
Motivation. Okay, so then Mom asked, what are your top 3 favorite dating memories so far? One of my all-time favorite things is so Taylor used to work in the theater shop and as like a shop assistant, you know, building set and stuff. And there would be some days when he would bring me little prizes from the theater shop, and they like little tiny little wood knots. I mean, not that big. Like really tiny wood knots. They would come out of like whatever he was working on, or like little tiny square like cuts of like plywood or Luann or whatever that were just left over. He would bring me little prizes, or like acorns. I love acorns. Okay,
Because she's
just
a
like,
nut.
but just like little things, and I have them. I have
She's a jar.
a tiny glass, like square jar on my dresser with all of these little wood knots and acorns and like Luann chips and little gifts.
What a date.
I love them. I love them just randomly. They're my favorite. Some of my favorite memories. It's not like a specific memory, I guess, but like in the span of time.
One of my favorites is we went to Shreveport. I was taking her to dinner, and I got off work like late that night. Like it wasn't late. I got off a little bit earlier, but I still worked late. Normally I work like 7 to 7. But I got off around 5, and we left about 6:30. Went to Shreveport, and I took her to dinner, and we finally got there, and it was like almost 8. It was like 7:45 by then. So we went and got dinner and at this sushi place.
Oh gosh.
And it was
so bad.
It was not good.
We got this weird noodle soup thing.
Oh, it makes my stomach hurt thinking.
I don't even know, man. Yeah, it was bad. We didn't go again. But it was an experience.
But the fun part came afterwards, because we were like, all right, well now, because by that time it's like almost 9, and we're like, we obviously did this way too late. The boardwalk shut down. It was dead. I was like, what can we do? And I was just looking at things to do in Shreveport because, you know, I planned these things out so well. No, it's all impulse. It's all impulse. If it goes well, it's the Lego that
Thank the Lord.
So I looked up a trampoline park and I was like, have you ever been to a trampoline park? And I think you were like, no.
I don't think I have been.
And I was like, I haven't ever been and I've always wanted to go. And she kind of stopped for a minute. She had to think. She was like, you know what? Okay, you can go try it. And I was like, cool. So we show up. Magic.
It was amazing.
Loved it.
It was amazing.
I like to jump.
We bounced.
Bounced a lot.
So much.
Wonderful thing about Tigers.
And there was a dodgeball.
Yes. There's dodgeball.
There was dodgeball.
And there's an age limit to where you weren't supposed to be in there, but Sarah and I were like, these kids
No,
are going down.
it was just like...
There was an age limit.
Was there really?
Yeah, it was like 14. No older than 14, no younger than like 6.
We passed.
Oh, we just went in. We were like, sure. And we demolished
obliterated
I felt so great.
these children.
They deserved it. Their parents were like cheering us on. It's like, yeah, hit him again! And I'm like, I got you, Mom.
It was good. It was a good time. Best date I've been on.
Whiskey.
He's upset because he's in whiskey face, so he keeps getting poked. And it's really sad. What are you doing? This is how I show my battle scars.
We're practicing IVs.
It's gross.
So that was one of my very favorites because we had so much fun. And then the drive home that night, it was hot outside.
The drive home was fun.
So we were like blasting music, had the windows rolled down because she didn't have to worry about her hair. It was like everything. It goes from like Panic to gospel to Broadway to country
Name
to
it.
rap. I mean,
too much.
it's like Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, that's like one of my favorites. Not to mention you had to be home by midnight, so we were like, fine.
I did. So we were like booking it.
I think your mom
I
let
still
you come
had
home
a
at
curfew
12:30.
for like the first year of college.
I think your mom
Longer.
extended it to 12:30 because we were like, hey, we're on our way in, and she was
Yeah.
still not having it.
My mom was not happy.
She wasn't my biggest fan in the beginning. She's a smart woman. I don't blame her. She has good taste. She does. She likes me now. She's got great taste.
Okay, my other favorite. When I don't know that we were dating yet. I don't think that we were. But it was my first time. I had never been to the fair, okay? I'd never been. My mom was afraid, growing up, my mom was afraid of like the fact that they put the attractions up in like a day. And so the fair wasn't a thing, and so I didn't go to the fair until college. So we go, we're having a great time. It's hot, hotter than 6 hells, like
It was
so hot. I enjoyed heat at the time, and I was miserable, just sweating. And we ate Chicken Express while we were there, and we had sweet tea, and I had finished mine, and I was still, like, I had my cup because I was eating the ice. And this punk, we're standing in line waiting to go ride this ride, okay? And I go to like tip my cup up, and he acted like he was gonna hit it, but instead of like pretending to, he actually did. And so I've got my cup like this, and then all of a sudden it's like smacked onto my hand and like flies and ice goes all over me. And I just kind of stood there for a second, and the look on his face, y'all, he was mortified.
pure terror.
Like, he kind of froze for a second and then just started apologizing profusely. And of course, I'm just laughing because it's hysterical. Like,
She wasn't at first.
so slick.
She thought I did it on purpose at first.
I did.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm
I
sorry.
was like, oh, why did you do that? And you were like, I was pretending. And so then, of course, it's funny. But
Not to mention the people at the fair were like staring at me like I was some jerk that
they
dumped his drink on this girl.
Yeah, they thought
and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
so
And it was just ice cubes. It wasn't like there was a drink inside of it.
but it was that good ice, like that Sonic kind of ice.
It was good ice.
It was the good ice. You wasted good ice. I was kind of bummed about my ice, I'm not gonna lie, because it was hot. But
I have one.
looking back, it was really funny.
Before we even started dating, when we were just kind of hanging out, this is still like at the beginning of everything. I would start coming over to her house. Like, I think your mom started letting me pick you up for class and taking you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had finally got to that
Yeah.
point. So your mom would let me pick you up because we both were going to class, and we found out we didn't live far from each other. We lived like what? We
Like,
found out we lived
Right across the line, boy.
yeah, lived right across state line, like 5 blocks maybe. Like,
Yeah.
it was not far at all. It was crazy. So her mom would finally she started letting me pick her up and taking her to class, because and then just drop her off on the way back. Well, we would do that, and then I would come and I'd drop her off, and we'd sit out on her front step.
That was fun.
We just sat on her front step and talked till like 2 in the morning, like all the
Late.
time, all the time, and we just sit out there and talk. I don't know. I just liked it. It was fun.
It was really nice. We had a lot of those.
We did.
We actually have a picture
We do.
from one of those. It's on, I'll find it and I'll post it
Hoodie.
somewhere.
It's a good picture.
It's a cute picture.
It's a great picture.
Okay, Cheryl Willis Adams said, did you like each other right away or did y'all have to grow on each other? So going back to like how we met, I guess, we didn't like each other at all in high school.
I didn't really have a problem with her. She had a problem.
I didn't
with me.
like him. I didn't do theater because of him, because he was mean. He was mean to some friends of mine, and then they reported back to me. And I was actually going to audition for a show, but then I thought about it and I didn't want to deal with him and his goons. So
Hey, my goons? Is that what
and
you
you
said?
and your goons.
Goons?
So yeah, we really didn't like each other until college when we were forced to sit next to each other
know how you missed it.
by fate.
5 years this August.
October.
No, August that we've known each other. Like, known each other.
Yeah, 5 years in August that we've known each other.
5 years in October.
Like actually paid attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, we really didn't. We definitely had to grow on each other.
Absolutely.
For a very long time. Still growing on each other. I love him. Ruth Amundsen says,
Amundsen?
is it Amundsen or Amundsen?
I think it's Amundsen.
Let us know, Ruth.
Because until then, you're just Ruth Arnold.
Amundsen. Ruth says, when did you know you wanted to marry that person? As in individually, when did you know? No. You want to go first?
Yeah, I know it. So, one of the biggest role models in my life was my grandfather. And, like, he had good judgment of character. Like, yeah, he had really good judgment of character. So, just seeing how much my grandfather didn't dislike anybody unless you gave him a reason, and there's very few people in the world. But there's very few people that he genuinely loved. Like, But my grandfather loved her, and I was like, okay. It's like, I see it. It's like, all right. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Papa. So,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So I was like, that's it. That's the one. So,
I can't follow that up.
his opinion matters to me. Smack it.
How am I supposed to? That was precious.
You're welcome.
I didn't know that.
He loved you.
Aw. Okay, so I knew. I think I kind of. It was like one of those things where like you know it, but you kind of deny it for a while.
Well, go on.
I think I knew it for a long time, but I didn't. I was also still really young, so I was like, nah.
Because she's so much older now.
Okay, no, there's a big difference between 18 and 22, my man. So I was like, well, I'm young. I still have time. Like, whatever. But whenever it really hit me was definitely while he was at basic over the summer. That was like it. I remember texting my friend Katie. I think I had like gotten a letter or something, and I was reading it. And of course, I'm like a wreck. I was always a wreck if I got a letter.
My knees hit the floor.
But a good wreck.
I saw one little lonely letter containing all the things I needed to hear.
Shut up! Don't make fun of my captions. They're sentimental. Whatever. If y'all don't want to read my stuff, you don't have to read it. Unfollow me. There's a button. I'm a nice lady. Anyway, no. So he was a basic, and I had gotten a letter, and I remember texting my friend Katie, and I was like, I love him so much. Like, I don't want to marry him. All of that crap. But no, like seriously, because I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just knew, because I missed you so much. And it was like kind of one of those things where you realize, like, having to experience life without him, I didn't want to know what my entire life would look like without him. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Makes sense to me. I wouldn't want to live without me either. I'm kidding.
Anyway, so yeah, I realized while he was gone to basic. It's mine.
Yeah, same here though. That also like helped.
And it kind of nudged you in the right direction.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I need my person back.
Lock it in! Okay.
You're not going anywhere!
Okay, so Ruth also asked, what's the hardest part about being long distance for such long periods of time? And are there any positives that come out of that too?
No, there's not. There's no positives. It's all horrible!
Literally everything.
I hate it!
Hard.
I hate it so much! Like, all I want to do is go see her every day. Like, I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna see Sarah. No, I can't. Guess what? I get to go back to 2 roommates and moldy barracks.
He's over it. No, but
1 month.
1 month and he's done. The thing is, like, before he left, we spent every single day together.
Yeah.
Like, every day.
Loved it.
Like, we knew each other's schedules. It was okay. This day I get off, you know, today I get off at this time, and then I've got class and whatever, so I'll see you later, and we'll do dinner, and that's what we did. I mean, we just, once we were done doing what we had to do that day, we got together and then spent the rest of it together until it was time to go to bed, and then we went to our houses and got up and did it all again. So, kind of having that immediate cutoff was really hard, from going to being like this all the time to I might get a letter sometimes, which it's gotten better since he's been in AIT, just because you can talk, but it's been rough since he graduated, mostly because I've been in shows. So like, he has classes all during the day.
So then we go to class from like 8:30 till about 5:30. And then we go back, we do mail, and then we get out at about 6:15. And then we have final formation at 8, and lights out by 9.
Yeah. So there's already not a lot of time to talk. Like, we'll text each other good morning really, really fast.
Yeah.
Because we usually get up around the same time because I open every day. But then during the evening, I would be in like show rehearsals and stuff, so he would get out of class and then I would be headed to rehearsal, and then your entire day is gone. I mean, like, we would text each other good morning, and then we would text each other good night, and that was it. So it's gotten a little bit better the past few weeks because I've been done with shows, so we actually have time to talk.
And she's come to visit. And
I've come to visit. I've had time to come to visit. But yeah, it's really hard. It was really hard learning to adjust to doing life without him around.
Yeah.
That was really hard. And then there's just like little things that you kind of miss throughout the day. Like little things that you forget, I guess, just because they're not constantly there. Like little things that you do. I don't know, like I'll be driving and I'll go to put my hand over to grab his. There's nobody in my passenger seat.
Ghost.
That's really trippy. I don't do it as much as I did whenever he first left, but I still do it sometimes. But then there'll be times where I'm like driving and I'm like, okay, this is what his face looks like. This is his voice. Like, this is what we do. So like, you don't forget. Because it's weird. Because it's one thing to talk to a person every single day, or to watch like videos or look at pictures of them, but it's completely different to be around them.
Yeah. Completely
different. So it's almost like you have to remind yourself, okay, this is what this person is like. It's really, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. As far as positives go, I think it was healthy. He doesn't agree with me on this. He doesn't really agree with me at all.
I'm not gonna be here for this one.
He's gonna go away. He doesn't like it when I say this. I think it was healthy because, like I said, we did spend every single day together. So it wasn't that it was unhealthy for us to be together, but I think that the separation has, one, taught us to be our own people, because when you get out of high school, you have that huge period of time where you're still finding yourself. But, you know, becoming an adult and kind of creating who you're going to be. And we've, like, clung to each other during that period of time. And so I think that...
it was good for her because I know she has to actually talk to people now, not have me do the talking.
Exactly. I had to learn how to go be independent, which I've done really well.
You've done well.
I've done really well. But we had to learn to be separate people, which was good. But then also I think it kind of... I still detest this saying. But I used to think it was so stupid when people were like, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like, that's dumb. You can't like somebody if you're not with them. No, it makes sense. It does make sense. Because I think now we have a deeper appreciation for one another because we know what it's like to be without that person.
When she sends you letters, like, I was like, all right, and she's gone. Yeah. What?
Whatever. No. You're so full of crap.
Like, first 3 days of basic, I didn't even eat. I was, like, so depressed because I was like, I miss my family, I miss Sarah, I miss everything. I made the wrong decision. Like, that's what I was thinking at first. I was like, what have I done? If you go into the Army, you're going to think that, like, first 2 weeks is like, I've done the worst thing ever. So, it just sucked. And so I get a letter, and I'm like, yes. And I always knew because she sent these little brown letters, and with, like, a scratch and sniff popsicle sticker. They made me do extra push-ups every time. And so she would send that. And then she would also send friggin' letters with her perfume on it. And if you want to see a grown man cry...
I did. I sent a letter and I sprayed my perfume on it.
You know whose work that is?
The devil's.
That's the devil's work.
It's the devil's work.
All my buddies, they're like, dude, you okay? I'm like, she sprayed her letter with perfume, and I was bawling.
It was a good time. But yeah, I think that would be it's the only positive is that we now appreciate each other more.
Yeah.
And we learn to be our own people. But other than that, it's stupid, and I'm ready for it to be over. Alright, Haley said, what do you do to help cope with the distance between you and Taylor?
Communicate when we can.
That. And then I write.
She writes.
I do. I write a lot.
I sleep. Kidding.
He doesn't have time to sleep.
It's nice because in the day I don't have time to think about missing her until I get back to the barracks, and then I'm like, ugh. So then I talk to her as much as I can, and then I end up having to go to sleep. So it's just a continuous cycle. But it's over in a month, so no biggie. Almost done.
Well, but then you're going to go to station somewhere.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot different.
It'll be a lot different.
I can talk to you through the day.
So, anyway, so yeah, so I write a lot because it helps me process... Because it helps me process what I'm thinking and feeling without just bottling it all in. But I don't really like to talk to people that much about my feelings. either. So if I write it down, then I can kind of sift through it and be okay. She said, what has been the most difficult part to get used to? We answered that kind of in Ruth's question. Just not being with each other. Okay. What are you most excited about in your marriage?
Sex.
That's it? That's all you got?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just trying to think of like what am I what's the part that I'm most excited about? But like not having to go visit you for the weekends and then go home. This sucks so bad.
Deployed.
Shut up. We're not gonna talk about it. I'm excited about that. I am excited about going to bed every night.
Same. That's probably my number one.
I'm so excited about bedtime cuddles. I like to sleep. I like somebody to keep my toes warm. I hate you. I'm excited about that.
JP asked, it's a great question. Is Sarah still sane?
No.
And Jeremy says, if you need a flower girl, hook me up.
Duh.
Hooey. A B asks, what's your favorite Pokemon? Eevee. That's her favorite.
That's mine. I'm basic.
And and if you evolve it as a Flareon.
I like him. I do like him. Yours is a Lapras, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. I caught a Lapras.
No, you didn't. You hatched a Lapras.
I hatched a Lapras. In Pokemon Go. We used to do that a lot too. We used to walk around downtown and Pokemon Go.
We did. We call it too.
Oh, that's another favorite memory. I can't believe I forgot this one. No, okay, backing up to our favorite memories. This one time, okay, before we even started dating, so like his dad lived downtown, so he hung out downtown all the time. So he knew all the cool spots. Anyway, so he had been teaching me about downtown and we had been walking around and stuff. Well, one day we were gonna go hang out and he told me, I'm gonna teach you how to waltz today. And I was so excited about it. And I remember I was telling my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm so excited. Me and Taylor are hanging out tonight. He's gonna teach me, we're gonna go downtown and he's gonna teach me how to waltz. I am so excited. And I remember this very vividly. My mom was like, so, do you like this guy? Like, you think you're like gonna date? And I was like, no, Mom, it's not like that at all. We're just really good friends. Like, it's not like that. I'm just really excited about this.
Persistent.
So we go hang out and there's this little area out by the Grimm, like if you know what the Grimm Hotel is downtown. There's this area, it's kind of broken up, but it was like a patio or
what is a building?
Something.
Something was there.
Maybe. I don't know, but the ground there now is kind of broken up. So it's kind of difficult, but there are like spots you can do it. But yeah, it was like, it was nighttime, and so like all the stars were out, at least as many stars as can be out when you're in the city. But the stars were out, and it was like the weather was really nice. It wasn't hot, but it wasn't cold. And yeah, he taught me to waltz to We Move Lightly by Dustin O'Halloran, which will be featured at our wedding. So
whenever that is.
Whenever that is. Alright, anyway, so that's extra for you. Okay, Jason Keene says, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
My grandfather always said 2. I don't know, but like I said, I trust his judgment.
Fair enough. And then Abby says, why are you so freaking awesome?
I'll tell you why.
I'm fab. I know.
Because she's
I
with
just
me.
am.
She's with me, that's why. Right with her. Because she's so freaking awesome.
Because I'm so freaking awesome. And that's all of them. So that's all of the questions. Thanks for submitting them for our Q&A video. I've had a good time.
I too.
So if you have any more questions, feel free to submit them and we'll do another video to answer those. And we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had a good time.
Thanks, MTV. Thank y'all for coming. You see my crib, you see my cars, you see my lady. Now y'all need to get the heck out of here.
I have my DIY cake stand video coming up.
Ooh.
It's super cute.
Cake stand.
I'm so excited. Anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna go.
On that one.
So we're gonna go now.
Bye!